can giving children more ownership over their learning lead to their increased motivation for learning, better understanding of content, greater creativity and quality of work produced. So where did the ideas for this come from? This is the third year that I've been in a netbook classroom, and while I've felt that I have reasonably successfully run a one-to-one classroom that incorporated the elements of learn, create, share, I have felt that I've only really touched on the possibilities available. We don't want the netbooks just becoming a substitute for pencil and paper. We need to have a shift in pedagogy which opens up the possibilities for children to really become engaged, creative learners. Another factor has also come from having a group of boys last year who never seemed to get anything finished. I felt I was always trying to get them more motivated, and as a consequence got tighter and more controlling over what they were doing and trying to make sure they completed something. Unfortunately, the consequence of this actually meant that I ended up giving the class less choice and less creativity in their tasks to enable me to monitor the steps of the process better. The downside meant that these boys in particular became less motivated and even harder to engage. As a response to this, my thoughts for this year was to do the opposite, to open their learning up, allow for more choice in being able to decide how they wanted to share their learning, what medium they wanted to use, what message they wanted to convey, and even what content. The premise was that by trying to fix the engagement, the following through to completion would intrinsically come out of creating something they actually wanted to share. So this year, what I've done is to have a timetabled slots of independent work when groups are able to work on creating something of their own choice. I've also built in guidelines to help them through the process of planning and carrying out their project. The expectation is that they need to be able to share it by the following Friday. This sharing time is really important in giving a sense of purpose. It also gives the class the opportunity to regularly critique and reflect upon the quality of what is shared and discuss ways to improve. Here are a few examples of the sorts of projects the children have chosen to do this year. One challenge in all of this is to keep the balance. We need to keep what we know has worked in raising achievement by having focused instructional teaching, while still allowing time for self-directed creative learning. My goal is to hopefully have a class of children who are inspired and excited by learning, which in turn will make them want to be heard and to make a difference, and want to have aspirations and goals for their future.